So I've finished my ride today. I am parked. Where are we? What's it? Wiggins.
Wiggins, Colorado.
We're in Wiggins, Colorado. I pulled into a truck stop and rest stop, and I stopped by. And Dean over here, he's like, "You want a beer?" And are you going to the exhibition for Overland?
Yeah, so I'm in town for OverlandExpo, Mountain West here in Loveland, Colorado. I've been an instructor with Expo going all the way back to, no, you're fine, it changed.
Okay.
I've been an instructor with OverlandExpo going back to 2015. So I'm from the East Coast. My brand is East Coast Overland Adventures. I come out as an instructor. So I've done 5 of the Easts, 3 of the Wests in Arizona. This is a first-time event, so it's my first time here. Not to Colorado, been to Colorado before, but first time to Loveland for an expo. So it's kind of cool, and it's been fun, like driving and traveling, because you start seeing like other overlanders or other van life people, and like I started my conversation with you, like, "Are you in town for expo?" And you're like, "What?
What are you talking about?"
"What expo?" "I don't know." And I'm like, "Well, there's a thing going on with people and stuff, and but you want a beer? Let's talk about it." You know.
And you know, he's like literally teaching things that I'm gonna need to know a lot of this stuff. I mean, I've been a cycle tourist for a long time, so a lot of the things I know from the cycling side, but the van life thing is a bit different, you know.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, I got my start in outdoor ed. I was teaching wilderness survival, backpacking, canoeing, mountain biking, hiking, camping, all that kind of stuff, and then that got me into 4-wheel drive. And then kind of was in the 4-wheel drive scene, hot and heavy for a long time, got into competitive rock crawling, started my own media company. Wow. And then my day job was working in the education field, and that all fell apart in 2014. And then I was like, wait a second, let me go back to doing outdoor ed, combine it with travel, started into blogging, writing books. But I didn't want to do the narcissistic, watch me play with my toys in the woods thing. So I started doing the education side of it, and then, you know, like you said, like come to events, teach people who are hungry, thirsty for that knowledge.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of infamous now for what I call the 10 essentials. So basically starting with people who have no idea what the lifestyle is about, whether they're doing van life or car camping or overlanding or some version that's molded different things together.
Okay, talk to me like I'm an idiot. What's the difference between overlanding as opposed to like van life? What is overlanding specific? Like, what is the definition of overlanding?
So, it's the impossible question, trying to define overlanding. For me, overlanding is basically you're getting into remote territory.
Okay.
So, van life, you have a certain stealthy urban piece of van life.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people are building vans because they don't want to pay the exorbitant rent, or they want to city hop or whatever.
Right.
So everybody who lives in a van isn't necessarily urban, but van life usually tends to be more stealth campy, suburban, urban type thing. Now there is a overland van life crossover, and that's where you start getting into the remote territory. So like the difference between overlanding and car camping is whether or not the campsite has a number, or you're in a state park.
Okay.
So I kind of laugh a little bit at people who are like, I'm going overlanding, and then all they're doing is going to the local state park. Because that's you're not really about the journey at that point.
Yeah.
You're not about exploring new places. Like, you're going to a state park.
Yeah.
Now, can somebody who is on a longer overland trip stay at a state park every now and then? Sure. Because the difference is, are you traveling to camp or are you camping to travel? That's the distinction I always come back to with overlanding. If you are traveling to camp, you want to get away for a weekend, you want to get away for a couple days, you want to go to like Moab, Utah for vacation.
Tourist, tourist.
That's not overlanding.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you're like, hey, I want to do, like you and I were talking earlier, the Pan American Highway. Yeah. You want to go from Alaska to Argentina, and in order to save money, extend the length of your trip, get a more authentic experience, you're going to camp along the way or van life along the way. Now you're into that overland. Because the point is travel. The point isn't camping. Like, if I load up my trailer and go away for the weekend, camp, and come back home, it's not overlanding. That's camping.
These are tools. Right. How we use those tools defines what type of traveler we are, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I was living on the trike traveling every day for years. You know,
and to me, that would count as overlanding because you're traveling. Like the thing is, and I have a degree in philosophy, which means I have a degree in bullshit. But one of the other funny ways that I talk about the whole what is overlanding thing is the fact that overlanding isn't a word. It's not a verb. Yeah. The word overland is an adjective or an adverb. It's a modifier. So is overlanding what you do or how you do it?
Right. How you do it.
and that's what I say. It's how you do it. So somebody who might say, hey, I'm an overlander, means that they're probably going to be self-sufficient. Yep. They're going to have solar. They're going to have their own bathroom. They're going to pack it in, pack it out. They're probably interested in a more authentic experience and connection with the local, wherever they are, whether it's domestically here in the U.S. or internationally. And they're doing it in such a way where they're extending it beyond just the, okay, I'm on a road trip and I'm going to go from here to there in the quickest, fastest way possible. Yeah. Which is ironic because I'm coming from Virginia to OverlandExpo and I just spent 3 days on the interstate highways. And I write a
hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
And I write a book series called The No Highway.
Yeah, you're a hypocrite.
So like all my friends. So like I spent most of today off the interstate. Like
hey man, sometimes you got to get to where you're going.
You do. You know? And that's the thing. And if I have to choose between coming to an event and teaching, and especially now during the pandemic where things are complicated, and the fact that I have a day job with a boss and 40 hours that I got to worry about, it does cut into the schedule a little bit.
Are you going to go to Flagstaff as well?
That's the plan.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm leaving my rig here, flying home, flying back, and then driving or driving back and then flying in and out of Flagstaff. I hope I can leave it here, fly back, because then I'll have my rig. Yeah. For the Flagstaff event.
When's the first day of this then? It's a couple of days.
Friday.
So you're just chilling out where? This parking lot, or are you just meandering around?
I'll probably get to the venue tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, and then set up on Thursday. Be ready to start teaching Friday.
Okay. Cool.
I left myself an extra day because this thing's running like a words I shouldn't say on camera.
No worries.
Yeah, today was not a fun day driving in 102-degree heat with the heat on full bore at 50% speed.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, no, it was a long day.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to do this one, but I most certainly think the Flagstaff one will work.
No, the Flagstaff one's a good time.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people. Like it's like 21-ish thousand people.
Wow.
I don't know what the number is going to be for this one. The one in Virginia is about between 10 and 15. So that one's growing. Like I remember when that one was like 5,000 people. Yeah. And then it's been growing rapidly. I suspect given the new venue in Virginia, they could easily be at 20,000 this year and rival Flagstaff and
okay. But right now the Flagstaff one is
and that's the one that's been around the longest.
Okay.
That one's been there for 10 years. Well, it's been in Flagstaff for 10 years. It's been at the current venue since 2017. So.
This is your friend's beer? Or
yeah, that's from Virginia.
Cheers. Serendipity. Serendipity.
Never know who you're going to meet along the way.
You never know. Yeah, I'm going to rig that out into a full-on. All right, I'm going to talk to him. We'll talk to you later. Follow you on social media? Or
East Coast Overland Adventures on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I also have a podcast called Echoes of Adventure, which you'd be a great candidate for that. But yeah, that's me.
Where do you do the podcast? Audio or video?
It's audio only right now, and it's on, I think, all major platforms. I think I got picked up on Spotify, Amazon, and iHeart, but I'm also Apple, Google, and the normal. And it's on my blog too. So.
All right, check out Dean.
Yeah.
I had a great day today, so I hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll talk to you later tomorrow. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we'll be on the road. Like, subscribe, share, all that nonsense.